It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com. That is Queensryche, and that is Take Hold the Flame. And kicking off the show tonight, we heard something from Stephen Pearcy from his latest release, View to a Thrill. And we heard Secrets to Tell. And we have a little secret to tell with my good friend Chris Aiken. Tonight we're live video streaming.
Yes, we are. What is up, my friend?
Well, we're doing this thing. At least we're going to try it and see if it works out for us.
Yeah, I see you got your new camera in and working, huh?
Now, how does it look to you?
It looks good. Now, I got to hook mine up because, because of the lighting. You know, when we tested this afternoon, the lighting was good and my screen looked real clear. Now that the lighting is just dog shit in this room, it looks all grainy and shit.
Yeah.
So I'll be adding my new camera. Not tonight. I'm not even going to bother and then have all the problems with the fucking microphone. But next week I'll have the new camera, and I ordered new green screens today, and I ordered new lighting, and so I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it up. I'm going to make Studio B actually look like an actual studio instead of a wrecked fucking garage.
Yeah, I got the new camera today, and I was just kind of trying to figure out how much light I need in the studio for this. I have dimmer style lighting in here, and it's tough, just trying to look at the screen and decide, well, is that bright enough? Is that too dark? Is that too washed out?
Sure.
So I don't know. How does it look?
I would say you're a little bit dark.
Okay.
Just a little bit dark. Maybe the south side of Gary, not downtown Gary dark.
Well, let me remedy that.
All right, take a little walk around and see if you can fix that up just a little bit. Look at this. First time we're using video, and the first thing you do is walk away from the microphone.
Well, how's that look now?
Yeah, that's better.
I brightened it up just a little bit.
You can definitely tell the difference. I'm watching it switch back and forth, and you can see my room is like pretty bright. And then it goes to your room, and it looks like it's going from the overlit garage to the haunted studio.
Yeah. Well, I like to keep it darker in the studio, so this is going to be a change for me to to work with as much light in here, because I usually just have some spotlighting, and I don't usually have the overhead lights on, but this is something I'll just have to work with. I'll have to figure out maybe a lighting scheme to where it is. I don't feel like it's daylight in here, but
right.
For the fans, we'll make the adjustment.
That's it. And I mean, dude, as I told everybody in the chat room before we started tonight, this is very much a test run tonight. You and I got together for about 30 minutes maybe this afternoon just to make sure that this worked, but we really didn't tune anything up.
No, not at all. And it snowed here this afternoon, and so I went out and braved the snow and went to the Best Buy and picked up this camera, which I did a little research online this afternoon, and they basically, this was the overwhelming choice for streaming video.
What is it? What is it that you have?
It is a Logitech 922 is what they call it.
Is it the E or just the 922?
922C, I think, or 922 high def.
Okay. Wow, look at you.
I mean, it was on sale. It was $85.
Oh, that ain't bad.
And it came with a tripod.
Oh, look at that.
So it was all inclusive.
So when you get one of your bitches in there with the waterbed, you can set right up, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly. I don't think that's a good sight. So
you don't think so? You don't think the fans want to see that?
No.
You don't think
I don't
the fans
think so.
want to see you banging a 16-year-old?
A 16-year-old? What are you trying to say about me?
What are those? Is that too old?
Yeah. Well, anyway, how do people see this? I got people texting me. How do I see it?
Go to YouTube. You go to YouTube, look up the Classic Metal Show. You'll see us.
All right.
It'll be a video that's live.
Okay. Because I didn't know exactly where this was going or how it was streaming or anything. So
yeah, you're just like, fuck it. Just Chris wants to do something. Fuck it.
Yeah,
do it.
Well, I know it's out on YouTube. I just didn't know how to tell people where it is.
Yeah, it's out there on YouTube. I'm still trying to figure out if I can just make a page and just embed it so that we can just turn it on and off each week. I don't know yet. We're still figuring a lot of shit out at this point.
Yeah, I get you. Well, it is what it is, but we are back here on the show. And for those of you who have been clamoring to look at us for whatever reason, I mean, it's not exactly that exciting. I mean, just look at us. Just look. Just stare like a mental patient.
Yeah. That's what I want to do with my spare time. Look at two ugly dudes talking.
Hey, look at those guys. They're talking.
Look at that. That's amazing. Dude, look at the rock and roll guy talking to the fat guy. And now the fat guy's talking to the rock and roll guy. Man, that's awesome.
Yeah, look at them. They're talking to each other.
That is so cool, man. Say something to me, man. What make the fans happy?
Well, since you can see me in the studio, you can watch me open up water. You can see me take a drink.
Look at me. I'm rubbing my eye right now because it's itching a little bit.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
That's badass.
Look at you drinking that water. I saw that. I can't believe Neeley from the Classic Metal Show also drinks water. You know, I drink water.
Yeah. I knew we had a lot in common.
Might be my brother.
Yeah, those guys, I knew I related to those guys.
And now I can see for myself.
I bet you they eat food too.
Holy shit, maybe later in the show you'll get to see me eating my very light fruit cocktail. Holy shit.
So funny. So funny. But anyway, I kind of goofed around with this camera this afternoon, and I've been trying to figure out a good placement for it, because it's just like, well, do I put it low? Do I put it even? Do I put it above?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. I just put it on top of the monitor.
It looks good. The only thing that looks a little washed out, and again, it's my screen. We'll have to look and see, tomorrow or whatever, when we can actually take the time to actually inspect this shit a little bit. But the only thing that looks a little washed out is your on-air sign.
Yeah, because it's on.
Yeah, because it's on. But I mean, the middle of it, the dash or whatever there is in there is washed out a little bit.
Yeah. So, we'll work it out. We'll work out the bugs.
Yeah. Well, that's it. We're just playing right now. This is gonna be better, because eventually I'll have the green screens all up, and then I'll figure out how to chroma key it all together, and I'll have like the CMS logo or puppies or something behind me. Probably puppies. I've been thinking, what could be more opposite of whatever I'm saying on the air? And I was thinking like soft puppies or kittens or something.
Right.
Something completely gay.
Too funny. Well, this week, I was sitting here thinking this week has been my first full week of work since the beginning of the year. And, aside from, I know our fans like to, find out what it is we do in our spare time.
Sure.
And this week, I told you about it. I don't know if you checked it out or not, but I finished watching a Netflix original just called You. YOU.
Yeah, I remember you told me to watch. I haven't gotten to it yet.
And it is everything that I despise and hate about people and their social media use.
Really?
It is. And it just basically is, I'm not going to give the whole thing away, but if you like people who put every second of their day on social media and stalkers,
right,
this would be the series for you.
Okay.
It's called You, and boy, I'll tell you what, everything that I hate, the fact that people live on their social media.
Sure.
If you do that, or especially if you're a chick, and you do that and you watch this might, unless of course you're narcissism and you're people who gotta constantly take selfies, gotta post a selfie all the time. This might change your thought process a little bit.
Is it a movie or is it a doc?
It's a series. It's one of their original series.
But is it like How to Make a Murderer?
No, it's
like
just it's just a story. It's a 10-part series that there's going to be a second season. It's kind of like Stranger Things. What would you call that?
All right, just like a drama or something. It's not real. It's not reality based necessarily. It's not a documentary.
No, it's not a documentary about anybody or any specific thing. It's just It's just about people and relationships and stalkers and social media.
Right. Okay. I'll have to check that one out. I have it in my watch list, but that list is about 6 miles long.
Yeah. So I watched that, and I finished that in 3 nights. It was 10 episodes. I think each episode is like 41 minutes or something like that.
Look at you dedicating some time to the TV.
You know, it was pretty good. I watched like 3 episodes a night.
Okay.
And I was just like, oh, Jesus. You know, this is everything that I hate.
Right. But yet you watched it.
No, I watched
it. Did it make you hate it?
Well, I watched it because I enjoyed watching people who met their demise because of their narcissism and their because they had to post everything about themselves online.
Did you sit there swearing at your screen going, "Good, you're dead, you stupid cunt"?
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
It's funny.
No, my thought process wasn't "good, you're dead." It was, yeah, you had that coming.
Yeah. Your process was, how come that doesn't happen to some of these assholes around me in real life?
Girls, for the most part, as far as I know, at least people that I know of, I know 2 or 3 people who I've had some involvement with who are constantly taking selfies.
Oh, sure.
Constantly.
Yeah, the girls definitely love to take the selfie.
And
hey, I'm in a new room now. Now I'm in another. Now I'm wearing a different shirt. Now I'm wearing a different sweater. Yeah, they're constantly doing this shit.
Well, I saw something of a former relationship this week. Somebody that you actually know. I won't. It's just somebody that you know.
Do I know her from 6 months ago?
No, this is years ago.
Okay.
And I just happened to take a look, and it was just like, Jesus Christ. You could wallpaper a room with the number of selfies.
Is it some? Text me. Grab your phone and text me.
Right.
Let the people watch you sending me a text.
Yeah.
Let's see, who is it? Isn't this exciting, people? You can watch us. Is that the real name?
No. I hit the wrong key.
I was going to say, I don't know that person.
It keeps changing the K to a J.
Oh, then you can stop. I get it.
Every time I do that, it says jealous, you know. I don't know why it does that. That's weird. That autocorrect shit. But anyway, yeah, I saw that this week, and I was just like, what the fuck?
You were like, nice work, photo chick.
Yeah. So I was just like, wow.
She's probably one of those that has to pay for the extended plan on her Google Photo iCloud or whatever she uses to store all her photos.
Yeah. So anyway, I just you'll enjoy it. Believe me,
right.
you'll enjoy it. It starts a little bit slow, but then and there's a few twists and turns in it. So if you want to see something like that, I recommend you watch it.
All right. Well, I will. Like I said, I added it to my watch list when you told me about it, but I just am a long way from there right now.
Right.
I'm on to a new, it's not a new show, but it's new to me, and I'm on to it because it is just completely spank material, even though it's not dirty. You know that Tim Allen show, Last Man Standing?
I know of it. I've never seen one episode.
Dude, I started watching this. I'm in season 3 already of it. I started watching it this week. The daughters are fucking hot. Oh my God. The daughters are really fucking hot on this show. There's one chick, her name is Molly Ephraim in real life. And she's a total fucking babe. And they just prance her, like, the premise is that he's, it's almost like the Home Improvement, but he's got daughters instead of sons.
Okay.
So it's like the opposite of what Home Improvement was, raising the daughters.
Right.
And, of course, the hottest one, also, her only goal in life is to be hot and get banged. And
okay.
I honestly...
Her only goal in life is to be hot and get banged.
That's what it is.
All right.
It's... That this show is cool because for network TV, they really do go into like a dirtier place.
Okay.
Like the oldest daughter got knocked up by a swishy fag that you would hate. That's like, doesn't want his kid to play dodgeball, doesn't want his kid to play football, thinks that Obama's the shit. I mean, it just, you would literally run this guy over with your car.
Right.
If you saw him. And so, but the storyline, Tim Allen can't stop making jokes about how like they were talking about the youngest daughter getting her driver's license, and Tim Allen's like, oh, the only thing your sister ever learned was the back seat of the car. I mean, it's just like, just bagging on these chicks. But so it's funny, but the chicks are really fucking hot. The two that are of age are really hot, and I don't know how old the youngest one is. I think she's younger, but she's not there yet. But she probably will be hot too. But my God. The middle chick, Molly Ephrain is her name.
Okay.
I had to look her up because she's like totally spank-worthy hot. Unfortunately, no iCloud leaks for her. I did check.
Right. Well, one of your favorite spankable girls being Alyssa Milano.
Mm-hmm.
She was in that Insatiable.
Yeah.
And I was watching that series, and then it really, really got gay. And then I couldn't watch it anymore.
Then you just checked the fuck out.
I did. I got into probably the 8th or 9th episode. Then I was just like, can't watch this anymore.
Like, I'm done with these faggots.
It's like, I don't want to see two dudes making out. Sorry. Just isn't my thing. So I just, no way.
Yeah. Dude, the thing that always kills me about that with movies is I don't really want to see it at all. Like, even dude on chick. If I'm watching a movie, I don't even really want to see that either.
Right.
I mean, ultimately, the only time I want to see that, and I want to see very little, in all honesty, as a porn perv that I am, I don't want to see any kissing. Fuck the kissing. If you're penetrating a chick in her asshole, that's more appealing to me than watching you kiss the chick.
Right.
I don't want to see any kissing at all. I want to see you pulling hair and raping her asshole. I do not want to see fucking a nice cuddly hug and a kiss.
Well, I don't think Netflix is known for their pornographic material.
Well, maybe not yet. They're missing some market share as far as I'm concerned.
Right. I mean, I'm waiting for that new Obama series to come on because I know that's got to be good.
Well, that probably has some gay sex in it if it kisses Michael at all.
Exactly.
Are you telling me you're not going to even watch 1 minute of that?
Not even 1 minute. I couldn't even stand to look at him when he was on TV while he unfortunately was the president of this country.
Right. Well, dude, I know I sent you this as a link, but once again, the market spoke and another fucking uber liberal show gets the boot.
Yeah, that's right. You did.
That fucking stupid twat Sarah Silverman canceled, and that's the way it should be. I always say it, and people argue with me all the time about it, but the easiest way to get stuff out of the media is just not give it attention. Bitching about it just gives it the attention where the studio execs will keep the shit on the air. With that Sarah Silverman show, that came on, 6 months ago or something? Did you ever hear anybody talk about it?
Not a word.
And guess where it is? Canceled. Just canceled. And you know what? Good riddance to that fucking unfunny cunt. She stinks.
Yeah.
And she's not hot either. I looked up some of her porn this week, too, once she was canceled. And, she's got a fucking little boy body.
Yeah.
Ugly tits.
Well, we'll talk a little bit about. I do have some material tonight to talk about the how comedy, and we talked a little bit about this about the comedians who were asked to leave the stage at various colleges and things like that, and how comedy is supposed to be PC now.
Right.
And our good friend Razor Fist.
Okay.
He did a little tirade on the attack on comedy and people not understanding that comedy is supposed to be uncomfortable and it's supposed to be 180 degrees, across the spectrum from what's quote unquote normal today.
Right. Sure.
And for the fact that people are bitching that comedy is not PC today, and they're basically chasing these comics off the air or getting their livelihood destroyed,
right?
Because of their protests.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. It's like, at what point did we start adopting? Wrong word. At what point did we start adopting the words from a comedy stage as, preaching as how to live? It's always been a perverse look at reality. That's what makes it fucking funny, is that you take a real situation and you twist it a little bit. And that's what makes it funny.
People don't seem to get that these days, though.
These fucking children, they're just a bunch of fucking boobs.
Right. Well, we'll talk about that because I do have some of that stuff lined up. Our fans have been very diligent in passing along stories for the CMS this week.
Okay.
I normally do a lot of the collecting of things to talk about through the week, and I tell you what, the fans, they've been busy.
They're looking out for us?
Yes, they've been very, very busy submitting stuff.
Now, is that because there were a lot of stories, or is that because they were just so put off by the V last week that they wanted to make sure?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't that at all. It's just that I think for whatever reason, they just want to contribute, I think.
Well, that's good.
I mean, this isn't really new that they're doing this. It's just that there was a lot of it this week. Our good friend, let's see here, Mark Miller sent in some stuff. Okay. Phil Ensemble sent in some stuff. John Phillips sent in some stuff.
Right.
So some of our hardcore regulars submitted some stuff to us. And of course, I got things to cover as well.
Sure.
And Ozzy Ace, he sent in some stuff.
Okay.
So people are involved.
Well, that's cool, man. That's awesome.
So we got lots of stuff to talk about. And then at the top of the hour, you've been on your book tour, per se.
Dude, does it ever end with this fucking book? It seems like every week I'm still doing interviews.
Well, the thing is that Judas Priest is, a highly regarded heavy metal band. A lot of people relate. A lot of people enjoy Priest. And I think it's just what do you want to call, one of those stalwart bands that so many in the hard rock and metal community can relate to. Right. That it is an interesting subject for them. So, the fact that people have an interest in something that you wrote regarding Judas Priest, I don't think that's out of character for people to want to talk about it.
No, not at all. And believe me, I'm very appreciative of this interview that I did. I think I did that one last week, and and all of them. I mean, I think at this point I've done, it's got to be 40 interviews that I've done so far, with radio stations and podcasts and just promoting the shit out of the Judas Priest book. And I'm very appreciative, that people like it, that people bought it, that people are still talking about it. It's cool. It means that I'm not completely wasting my time, I guess. So, it's all good. But, now you actually checked this interview out, and it's funny because, I had actually talked to the interviews with the Cobras and Fire podcast for people that don't know, and I had posted it on Facebook. But I had kind of said to Baco, who I did the interview with, that, if he wanted to come on and promote, not only this interview, but the podcast, that he could, and I really hadn't gotten back to you about it yet, because you were busy with work. I was busy with work. We had the Veronica thing last week, that kind of disrupted the flow a little bit as far as how me and you normally do the show. But you just hit me up out of the blue, whatever day it was, Wednesday, and you're like, man, this is like a really pro podcast.
Yeah, it was very well done. I definitely have appreciation for people who do a podcast that they take the time to, make sure their audio is done, and their guests are, their guest audio sounds great.
Sure.
And it doesn't sound like they're, again, they're not interviewing somebody over a CB radio, and they actually, they actually use the Skype or the Google Hangout or some kind of voice over IP situation.
Right.
That works, makes it sound great. And of course, on your end, you do have a good mic and good audio setup. So, broadcasting that way for a podcast is pro stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And they did a really good job with the mixing in audio and mixing in clips of songs and stuff. I listened back to it and I was like, wow, this is like really good. Maybe someday we'll be that good.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, we'll be talking to what's his name? Baco.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk to Baco from Cobras and Fire here in about 15 minutes.
Cool.
And expose people to his podcast because it is pretty good. I you had told me about it before, and I haven't had a chance to check it out, but I did listen to your interview in its entirety, so it sounded good.
If you want to go back and something that I know you would enjoy, it's not that old either. It's maybe a few months back, maybe, I don't know what that would be, like 8 episodes back or something. They did a podcast or two on Black Sabbath around Halloween. Fucking awesome. I mean, just really, really good, compelling listening. If you just want to listen to musical talk about a band that I know that you like, you would certainly like going back and listening to that podcast about, like the history of Black Sabbath and, talking about their different records and whatnot. It's good. It was definitely worth the listen.
Well, I got to tell you, as far as the Cobras and Fire podcast, what I did notice is his production value when you guys were discussing individual songs off the turbo. Mm-hmm. He would include like a 30-second snippet of the song in between your discussion.
Mm-hmm.
And, that was kind of cool because if you weren't necessarily a hardcore Judas Priest fan and you weren't familiar with the songs you were talking about, at least you got a little taste of it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You definitely got you were made aware of what we were talking about. That's a nice feature that really doesn't happen very often, especially in the podcasting world. That's the one thing that people do wrong, I think, with podcasting is they just always assume that whatever they're talking about, everybody that's listening knows. And I'll be perfectly honest. I'm guilty of it sometimes as well. We'll start talking about something and we'll be like, oh yeah, well, Fingers said this when we were out and people have, who the fuck is Fingers?
Yeah.
And I forget sometimes, well, we know that because we've hung out with Dokken and we've hung out with that guy before, so we know him. But, I think a lot of people when they're doing podcasts forget that, most people are more Eddie Trunk audience than classic metal show audience.
Exactly. Well, I would like to think that our audience is a little bit smarter than your average Eddie Trunk fan, but yeah, you never know.
Well, if they're not, but they've made their way over here, they will be soon.
Well, I'm checking out the YouTube page, of our show here.
Okay,
and I'm watching the switching of the screens, and I see people are in there chatting amongst themselves.
Oh, is there a chat room?
Yeah, there's a chat room open.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
What are they saying? Do we suck?
No, I see that people are making some comments about all the CDs on the shelf back there, wondering if I can name off all the discs, and somebody says that they're all Dokken CDs, so.
They probably are.
But there's no Frozen Dirt in the collection.
There's no Frozen Dirt? What the hell?
Yeah. Pretty funny. Our fans are funny. I gotta admit, they obviously have a good sense of humor if they listen to us.
Yeah, no kidding. So they have a chat room in there too, huh?
Yeah, it's got a little chat on the side.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How's the switching look to you? Does it look
looks
cool?
pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad. I guess I'll have to use this as a gauge as to how to make this thing work for us.
Yeah, it is. one thing that I'm noticing is, I'm going to have to stop with the, while you're talking, because whenever one of us does that, or whenever I do it as the moderator, because I'm the whatever you call it, moderator or opener of the thing or whatever, it seems to be pulling me as the lead. So if you're saying something and then I go, it pulls back to me for a second and then back to you.
Yeah, I see it switching back and forth very rapidly during that time.
Yeah, and that's annoying as fuck.
Well, again, it's just a matter of trial and error.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, man. But I can't get any easier than this, can it?
Not at all. Not at all. Well, I'm gonna figure out a way of putting this camera somewhere, because I see the mic is right in my face.
Right.
So it's just like, okay, all right. Well, we'll be doing some playing around with this.
Well, having your mic there, because I have mine right there too. That's like the Howard Stern thing.
Yeah.
If you ever watch any of Howard's shows, he has his mic right up in his face too. So,
hey, beggars can't be choosers, right?
Yeah. We can't all be Joe Rogan, who just looks like he doesn't even have a microphone.
Yeah, that is true. All right. Well, I got to tell you what. I know it's early in the show, but I want to take a short break already.
Okay.
I'm going to send a couple of texts to people who want to know how to tune into this thing.
Okay, just let them know that it's not going to stay streaming like for the whole show.
Right, of course.
Because that is the one thing that, unfortunately, if we stream the whole show, we will get the fucking YouTube killed by, licensing problems.
Of course.
So we have to kill it every time we stop talking. So, it's one of those things. You kind of got to tune in to listen to the music breaks, but then you can flip over to watch the video breaks. And this will be cool though, like for podcast people, because I'll have the videos on BitChute and I'll have the videos on the Classic Metal Show website. So it'll be cool later, but is what it is. And again, we're still figuring it all out, folks. So don't judge tonight as like, well, this fucking blows. It's fucking cheap.
Well, this is what the fans wanted, isn't it?
Now, they all said they wanted video. How many emails have we gotten saying, well, how come you guys don't have any fucking video, man? We want to see what you look like.
Well, here we are.
Yeah, isn't it great? Look at how cool we look. I look like I wandered in from the fucking streets of Cleveland to get my feet warmed up or something.
Yeah, there you are. I saw that. I saw one of our fans had made some goofy comment on one of our videos. I think he was trying to be cutting edge and funny, okay. but he was making comment that he said something like, "I look like Dog the Bounty Hunter with HIV, and you look like Gene Hoglan or something."
Gene Okerlund?
Hoagland.
Oh, Gene Hoglan.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll be the fucking atomic time clock or whatever.
I think he said the homeless Gene Hoglan or something to that effect. I don't know. I don't know what he was going for, but then he goes, "Love the podcast, man."
Well, if the worst that I get is homeless Gene Hoglan, I'm good. I'll get a shirt made that says "I'm the homeless Gene Hoglan."
Right.
Wear it to a Dark Angel show.
Well, it's good to know that I'm Dog the Bounty Hunter with HIV.
Well, eventually we're going to figure out how to put the little thing on the bottom of the screen that says like our names and stuff, and yours will say Neeley, Dog the Bounty Hunter with AIDS.
Yeah, with HIV.
And mine will say homeless Gene Hoglan.
So goofy. Our fans are goofy.
I love that.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's play a couple of tunes. We'll come back with the Cobras and Fire host. How do you say his name? Baco?
Baco. No, Baco.
Baco. Like Paco with a B.
Right.
Okay, Paco.
Yeah, Paco with a B. Baco.
Yeah, that's me, Jonathan Aaron Steele in the chat room on the YouTube. Neeley the Bounty Hunter. That's me.
There you go. Oh, boy. Another chat room to fucking be annoying.
Exactly. All right. Is there anything you'd like to hear?
How's about if you go and give me some Guns N' Roses Right Next Door to Hell from Use Your Illusion 1?
Okay. Little GNR action.
Yeah.
That's interesting that you would pick a GNR tune. You don't normally go that direction.
What direction did you think I was going to go? How about some Badlands with Show Me the Way?
I know, but I don't think that you've really requested GNR.
No, I don't. You know what? I tried very hard to avoid the overplayed bands. And not that we overplayed GNR, but, in life, GNR is overplayed. So, but Right Next Door to Hell, that barely got any love. And for a lot of people, it's probably the first time in 10, 15 years they've even heard the fucking song. So.
Yep.
That works.
And that is the lead-off track from Use Your Illusion 1. So we're going to play a couple of tunes here. We're going to be back, and for those of you who are enjoying that video stream, you can gaze upon us in about 6 or 8 more minutes. So Here it is. It's GNR from Use Your Illusion 1, and this is Right Next Door to Hell exclusively here.
On your Classic Metal Show.